Hello, I'm Berna Meral. In this video, we'll be doing some exercises about reported speech. Before you do these questions with me, make sure to watch the video about the explanation of the topic. Let's have a look at the questions. Remember, we said that backshift is optional in some sentences. Look at the first one. He said, I like coffee. Does he still like coffee? Yes. So do I really need to use backshift? Well, it is optional. He said that he likes coffee. Or, as you may remember, present simple becomes past simple. So we can also use it like that. He said that he liked coffee. She said, my grandma is living here with us. Remember, what are we going to change in this sentence? It is my grandma, the tense, and the place and the pronoun. Alright? She said that her grandma was living there with them, right? And just like the first example, if their grandma is still living with them, then of course it is also optional. You don't really need to change the sentence. She said that her grandma is living there with them. Okay, so you can only make sure that the tense is the same, but of course you need to change the pronouns, the places, and the time. John said, we bought a house last week. So what do I need to change here? The pronoun, subject pronoun, the tense of the sentence, and of course the time. He said that they, remember, past tense becomes past perfect. They had bought a house. Last week becomes the previous week. Number 4. Ricky said, I haven't seen this movie. He said that, what do I need to change in this sentence? It is I, and then the tense of the sentence, and this. He said that he, remember, present perfect becomes past perfect. So we have to say, he hadn't seen that movie. She said, I may be late. Remember, may becomes might. She said that she might be late. He said, I will help you tomorrow. He said that alright, we need to change almost everything in the sentence. I becomes he, will becomes would, help, well, of course it's not you anymore, so I'm going to say me. Tomorrow becomes the next day. My father called me and said, you must come here tomorrow. My brother said, I must find the job next year. Well, there are two sentences here and there's a slight difference. That's what I'm going to explain right now. In the first sentence, it was in the past, so I have to change everything. remember, instead of you, so my father called me. So my father was talking to me. He said that I, right, must becomes had to. Come needs to change as well because my father was talking to me and he said, come here. So I need to go there, right? I had to go there. And remember, now becomes then. What is different in the second sentence? We have next year. We have a long time ahead. So it's not next year anymore. So I'd rather keep it as next year. Alright? So what do I change? These two things. The pronoun and the tense. He said that, the model, My brother said I must find a job next year. He said that he had to find a job next year. Look at the second page. We will be doing some sentences with say or tell. Remember, with tell, there has to be a pronoun that is followed, right? So, I told him, alright? But if you're using say, then there's no pronoun here. But if you need to use it, as I explained in our first video, what do we say? Say to me, alright? Keep it in mind. I'll keep it here. She said or told that she was a reporter. Okay? So which one is the correct answer? Let's look at it. Do we have a pronoun here? No. So, what is the correct answer? She said that. Let's circle it. He said or told that he wasn't happy. Again, it's the same with the first one, no pronoun. So, said is the correct answer. He said or told me that he worked in a factory. Look, we have somebody here. It is me, right? So, the answer is told. Are you sure you said told him the time? Look, do we have somebody here? Yes. So the answer is told. He said or told me he couldn't come until the following day. Again, we have somebody here. So the answer is told. He said or told me that he had already done it. And again, we have somebody. The answer is told. She said or told me she was going out with her friends. Again, we have somebody, right? So the answer is told. She said or told me that she had to study that night. Be careful, okay? We have to me here, all right? So she said to me. All right. Now match the words used in direct speech with the words used in reported speech. I will give you some time to think about it, so I'll stop for like 2 or 3 seconds at the end of each of them, all right? So this is the direct speech part and this is the reported speech part. So, can becomes, do you remember the answer? Of course, the answer is K, could, okay? Look at the second one, may. Yes, may becomes might, so it is age. The third one, remember, must and have to, they become had to. So the answer is E. Will. Will becomes would. So the answer is L. This. This becomes that. So the answer is A. Here. Here becomes there. So the answer is I. Today. Today becomes that day. So the answer is F. Yesterday. Yesterday becomes the day before. So the answer is G. Tonight. Tonight becomes that night. The answer is C. Last week. Last week becomes the previous week. The answer is D. Tomorrow. Tomorrow becomes the next day. The answer is J. And the last one, last year. Last year becomes the previous year. The answer is B. On this page, we will be doing two different exercises. In the first one, we're going to report these statements. And with the second one, we're going to change these sentences into the direct speech. They are already in reported speech. So we need to think about it. Look at the first one. Jack says, I didn't study for the exam. He said that. Remember? Well, this is past tense, and past tense becomes past perfect. So we say, hey, he hadn't studied for the exam. Second one, Lucy, I have traveled around the world. She said that just like the first one, present perfect becomes past perfect. So we say, she had traveled around the world. Sandra says to Macy, I'm watching TV, I can't hear you. So she told her, or you can say she said to her, that present continuous becomes past continuous. So she was watching TV and that she couldn't hear her. Mom to me, the dog had eaten all the cake. Remember, past perfect remains the same. You don't need to change it. Mom told me that the dog had eaten all the cake. Number 5. The teacher to Paul, you must study harder. The teacher said to Paul, be careful with to, okay? That it's not you anymore, right? The teacher said to Paul that Paul had to study harder. don't agree, I will call you as soon as possible. So he told him that, remember, will becomes would, that he would call him as soon as possible. Alright, now let's concentrate on these reported sentences and we'll be making direct sentences, so don't forget quotations, okay? Sandra told me that she was happy. So it is Sandra who says this, right? Don't forget your quotations. She was happy. So it is Sandra who is talking. So instead of she, I need to use I. And this is past tense, so it has to be present now. I am happy. She said that she hadn't lost her passport. This is past perfect, and remember, present perfect becomes past perfect, so our original sentence is going to be in present perfect. She said, quotations, don't forget it, I haven't lost my passport. She said that they were learning English. Again, she said, quotations, well, this is past continuous tense, so originally it has to be present continuous tense, right? We are learning English. She said that she should study more. Remember, should is the same, so you don't need to do anything about it. It doesn't change. She said, I should study more. She said that she could speak 5 languages. Remember, can becomes could, so the original sentence has to be with can. She said, I can speak 5 languages. And she said that she didn't know what to do. She said, remember, this is past tense, so originally it has to be present tense. I don't know what to do. If you still have questions, you can go back and have a look at the questions, exercises, and our previous video. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you very much. Hope to see you next time. Bye.